So my main goal at the moment is to get my stage 1 bat license. So I need to get about 100 more hours of that and then get signed off by 2 ecologists. So I've got the ecologist that I've been working on, some of the people who've been taking out on site, one person from Arbtech, and then someone from the Ecology Training UK course. And I'm hoping those people will sign me off, and I think I think they think I'm moderately competent, so that should help. And that's my main kind of primary goal from now. I also then, once I've got that done, I want to start working on a Dormouse license or a Great Crested Newt license. And I probably should pick one of those to focus in on first, so I'm allocating my time and my skills in picking up the kind of one at a time. Once that's done, hopefully I'll be established at the company, I'll pass my probation, I guess that's my major goal. And then I can start thinking about kind of the road towards maybe becoming a senior ecologist, getting accredited by CAM, picking up a bit more kind of niche career skills, working on things like phase 1 habitat surveys, the new biodiversity net gain system that they're bringing in. That will be very important for all ecologists going forward, and it'll be nice to be in a position where I'm learning that fresh for the first time, using the UK HAB system that they're going to bring in for that, learning that. So I think there's quite a lot. And so it's nice to be in a career where I've got lots of goals at least. Lots of people at Arbtech have been really helpful with me starting my career as an ecologist. In particular, some really amazing ecologists have helped me, taking me around sites, shadowing, etc. So Joe Slade has been amazing with some sites down in Southampton. I've gone with Natalie Evans to several sites, and Faye Brotherhood. 2 people who've particularly been standouts and amazing have been Nicole, because she's been a starter last year and is in her kind of first year with the company. So she's had that experience of starting at Arbtech very fresh in her mind. She knows some of the pitfalls, and she's been quite down to earth and been able to give me a kind of realistic take on what to do at the company, how to deal with situations, and that's been really incredible. Natalie Evans was great at helping me with a site that where there was potential wildlife crime that I was very stressed about, and she instantly saw that I was a bit out of my depth, and she was great talking me through that, coming to the site on a day that she was supposed to have off, kind of putting in the overtime to help me with that situation. And then another person who's been amazing actually has been Beth Ellison-Perrott, who, she's not an established person. She's actually someone who just started the company at the same time as me. But that's been really great, actually, to have someone going through the exact same experience as me, where we can kind of commiserate. I can talk to her about things that I wouldn't go to a senior person at the company, because we're both experiencing the exact same start at the same time. And the only thing, I think I'd like to say to her is that she needs to work less hard, because she's making me look bad. And I'm worried that, probation will come and they'll go, oh, well, you're not doing as well as Beth. So, it's curtains for you. So yeah, I'm going to come up with creative ways to sabotage her for the next couple of months, without hopefully getting caught. And yeah, so she's been really great to get to know too. So going forward, I'd love to do a bit more work with other species. So I've mentioned dormice and great crested newts a few times, but I also really love badgers. Like, there's not as much badger work done, but we do setting up trail cameras and stuff as an ecologist. And I've already been doing a bit of that kind of more as a hobby. And I think they're really interesting creatures. And I've done a bit of work at Whiteton Woods, where there's this 100-year-old, or 100-year at least, being studied colony. It's one of the largest badger colonies in the world. And I found that really fascinating. I love reading about them. And I'd love to do a bit more work kind of in connection with them. So in addition to the work I'm doing with Arbtech, I've got this continued professional development. So I've got my PG Cert, my postgraduate certificate in ecological survey techniques with Oxford University. And those are quite flexible, so it's a couple of hours of teaching a day, and I've been fitting those in often after my surveys or on the weekends. So that's been good. I found it, before I'd started with Arbtech, I was doing it, during lockdown. And I did find it quite difficult to keep up with the courses, just because I wasn't actually going out into the field and doing anything with it. So it was just kind of rote learning. And I struggled that just because it felt like I wasn't actually, I was learning about an orangutan population or, an endangered species of birds. And it all felt quite abstract. It felt like something I couldn't actually go out and tangibly interact with. And after 4 years of academia in Oxford already, that felt like kind of more of what I'd already been doing. And since I've now started with Arbtech and I'm actually going out into the field and I'm applying the stuff I'm learning, I'm finding it much easier to go back to those online classes and back to the theory and actually be like, oh, well, I'm going to learn about the brown long-eared bat today, and actually I'm going to go out and survey for those later. So there's a reason for me learning about this, and actually I'll be able to connect it to my experiences. And I've found that certainly suits my learning style a lot better. So I've actually found that doing this work has then kind of cycled back and really helped me with the academic credentials that I'm working on at the moment as well. So I think I'm fairly relaxed about my probation so far. I've had a few chats with Rob and other people in the company about how it's going, and so far the feedback's been good. Obviously, I don't want to jinx it, and I feel like I'm fairly secure about how I'm doing so far. I'm kind of meeting my goals, but we'll see how it goes in a year's time, and it'll be a nice feeling to have a permanent position. And so far, from my angle, to an extent, Arbtechers also on probation with me. They may disagree, but I found it a good company. I'm enjoying the work. I think I'd certainly in a year's time be wanting to keep going with the company, and I hope they want to keep going with me. So if anyone else is looking into getting into ecology and being a new starter, I'd really recommend just getting stuck in, basically. As I said previously, I struggled a bit with the online learning and the theoretical knowledge just because I wasn't applying it. It was the pandemic, so it was quite hard to get out and go and do things. But as soon as I started joining ecology groups, looking at volunteering opportunities, and just getting to know other people in the exact same position as me, new ecology starters, I just joined WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups with them, met them on courses, that kind of thing. It was much more motivating. I had other people in the same experience as me, but also they would see opportunities that I hadn't seen. They'd see things that maybe weren't suitable for them, but were suitable for me, and vice versa. They'd pass it along, and now I've secured this position with Arbtech, I'm looking to do the exact same thing. So I'm saying to people I know from these courses, I need subcontractors to do these BAT surveys with me. You guys need BAT survey hours for your career goals, so why don't we team up? You can come along with me, I'll help train you up. So I've already got a couple of subcontractors who are actually kind of people I made friends with on the course. So I think, I can't promise that it'll be perfect for everyone, but certainly I've probably had an unproductive half a year sitting in lockdown doing academic theoretical work online, and then had a very productive couple of months where I tapped into these knowledge. And essentially it was just getting to know people exactly in the same path as me, the same career stage, because those are the people who have an eye out for opportunities. So I'd recommend doing that. I think when I signed up to my kind of first steps in ecology courses, I looked at this master's degree in ecological surveying I'm doing, and then I did this kind of more practical course with Ecology Training UK. And I think I hadn't realised when I signed up to the Oxford course how academic it was and how broad it was, because I was coming from an academic background, so at the time I thought that would ease me in. So I'd kind of go from academia and kind of clinical medicine to academia ecology. But I think actually I benefited a lot more from the more practical Ecology Training UK courses, just because it was much more the knowledge I didn't already have. So I wasn't relearning essentially how to do statistics or how to publish an academic paper, because I already had that stuff down. And I found that kind of demotivating, because it was just through no fault of the courses, it was just what I already had down. So there was no point in learning it twice. And it was lockdown, so I was stuck in my room, and I wasn't actually going out and doing ecology. So I think if I was doing it all over again, I'd skip forward to that stage where I was doing the practical ecology, in the field, doing the surveying, doing the volunteering hours. I'd skip to that process first, and I think my motivation would be much higher for the actual academic training as well. Are we done? Excellent.